Hey YouTube. Well, let me apologize for getting on here so late with my review for Queen Sugar. Our cable has been out all day long since 10 o'clock this morning. First they said 3 o'clock. Now it's after 6 and the damn cable finally came on. Unfortunately, my television and my computer are all hooked up to Comcast. Anyway, so getting a late start here. I gotta leave this ring light off because I gotta be able to read. Okay, so I just watched Queen Sugar again. This is episode 5. Queen Sugar. It starts off with Blue. Okay, Blue has got to come to terms with the fact that his parents are not getting together. There's a hint of it right off the top of this episode. Apparently, Blue was under the impression that his parents were trying to work it out, and that at some point they would be a family again. Right? So this basically is summed up in 2 scenes. The first, she's just picking him up in school, and he's asking, when you guys going to get back together, kind of thing. Right, but we'll get back to that. Next thing we see is Nova and Remy are going fishing together and flirting. Apparently they used to go fishing when they were younger. The father used to take them boat fishing. And I just have to get it off my chest. There's something nasty about this to me. There, y'all have your own opinions. There seems to be something nasty to me. These 3 kids raised up together. I guess Charlie was raised part-time there on the farm and part-time whatever city she lived in, right? But she would come to town and they would do things together. All 3 of them were kids together, essentially. I think it's nasty that this boy has been dating Charlie on the verge of proposing marriage. They seem to be moving in that direction. Although she would be totally on the rebound if she did that. But now they have broken up and a short time has elapsed. And now he's going to date the sister. This is going to be a mess. I would feel betrayed. I'm sorry. After you've been with somebody, you don't want your best friend fucking him, and you certainly do not want your sister. Whether she be your half-sister or not, that is your sister. She's going to be banging with your man. So his thing has been in both of them, shall we say. Anyway, those 2 are flirting. This girl, Nova, does not have the best track record with these relationships. So people tend to get hurt messing with Nova. So far from what we've seen, she is the one that breaks up with them, right? They are heartbroken. She had that doctor. He was left heartbroken. That woman, she was left heartbroken. That police officer, the white cop, who she started with, he was left heartbroken. So knowing the type of person Remy is, this is a one-woman kind of a guy, right? This could be a real mess. But for the moment, I guess it's a small place. Maybe they don't have but so many people there to mate. I don't know. It just seemed a little nasty to me. Okay. They're showing that Micah's new crowd may be trouble for him. Now, it doesn't mean that their intentions are problematic, but they seem to be looking for trouble. Not looking for trouble. They don't want to steal no cars, nothing like that. But they want to protest. They want to that's just their style. They want to protest things, and they're not even clear about exactly what they want to protest. We all know that this town where they live, what's it called? Parish, Joe Parish, something like that. Where they live, there's a problem with police brutality, mistreatment of young blacks, particularly young black males. We know that. But that cop that was doing a lot of it has been taken out of the picture, as far as I remember. Charlie handled that. But they seem to be looking for trouble. So they decide they want to go to this plantation. This is a historical plantation, and they reenact, it would have to be slavery days. If they're all dressed up like a southern plantation. They didn't show black people as being slaves, but wouldn't that have been what was current? If they were running the plantation in this, I guess, 1800s, they didn't show that, but they reenact. So they put on all the clothes and all that. These kids decide to go there. They sit in antique chairs and they start a little bit of a ruckus. Fortunately, one of the kids is kind of confrontational. Fortunately, nothing happens. They simply leave. But they're showing us that these kids might be trouble for him. He's preparing to go to first-rate college. He doesn't need any trouble, especially since Charlie has told him that if there's any problem at all, he will be taken out of this school. All right. Ralph Angel is invited to this dinner with this Asian family who he happens to work for. Mamacita, the woman, not Mamacita, that's Spanish. What do you call it? Mama something. Anyway, the mother of the family. She likes Ralph Angel. And I'm not clear if she is trying to set him up with her daughter or if she just likes him in a general kind of way. But those two like each other. At some point, no, so he's invited to dinner. He has dinner with the family. I don't know why she wouldn't do that. She would do that if she knew that they were already liking each other. So it might be the mom was cool with it. Certainly the son, Ralph was cool with them. This possibility, this could be Ralph's new love interest. We'll have to see. Yeah, but that's where things seem to be headed towards. He's going to date this Asian girl. Okay, eventually he asks her on a date. She says, no, I can't do it. I'm busy that day. He starts, old sourpuss. He starts, oh, we'll call you later. Girl, I would be involved with the man. Anyway, it's not for me to be involved with him. It's for a woman to be involved with him. And it looks like this is going to be the woman. He asked her out on a date. And first she said she couldn't do it. And then she said, but there are other days in the week. And he turns around, the Hollywood theatrical stuff. Oh, yeah. Let's do it on Monday. So Ralph got him a date. The girl is cute. She's not from there. So I don't know if she was off at college or somewhere. But she's recently come back with her family owns this business. Right? Okay, next thing. We got this very dramatic scene. This is the most dramatic scene of this episode. Is with Davis. Davis haven't shown any aggression at all. He's very much under Charlie's thumb when it comes to their relationship, which is good. At least he's not an abuser. But Davis comes and tells Charlie. First, he comes in the house and Micah walks away. Micah knows about this daughter, and he knows his mother doesn't know. So he doesn't want to talk to his father, right? So he comes in and tells, Micah leaves, walks out on him. Then he tells Charlie. The T is, she said, wait a minute. He tells Charlie he's got a 13-year-old daughter, right? So Micah would have been about 3 years old. And when he was going to the grocery store, he was actually visiting this woman. He had another family. She does not take this well at all. And she said you was having this in our town. So they were living in Los Angeles at the time. And he was carrying on with his two families at the same time. She finds out and she goes completely off. She goes off and then she throws him out of her house. Get out, pig. So he's, like I said, he's very passive when it comes to her and his son. Micah pretty much tells him what to do too. He's just full of guilt and shame, I guess. Anyway, after that, Charlie is in she's kind of in a needy mood. She needs to connect with somebody, but everybody she calls her son. He's busy. It's answering machine. Then she calls Vi. She's busy. Answering machine. Not answering machines, you know what I mean. Voicemail. She calls everybody she knows. Nobody's available. She calls Nova. Nobody's available. They're all on voicemail. And so she said, well, let me go get me a drink. She goes and she gets drunk with Jacob. Jacob's the white guy who's related to the Laundries. What's his last name? Boudreaux or something? They all have those names that are very similar. Anyway, they get drunk together. They're having a good time. This guy mentions his brother, which is a brother she had no knowledge of. So we can see that even though she's getting drunk, doing these shots of whiskey, she still wants to know more about this brother. See, her whole mission is to find out who owns shares in this company and how can she manipulate these shares in order to eventually do a hostile takeover of this company, right? So I don't know how she's doing that because she is throwing back real whiskey. So maybe Charlie can drink with the boys. She gets drunk. He didn't appear to be drunk, but they end up dancing first and then making out. After they make it out, she pushes away. I got to get home to my son. So we know what direction that's going in. As I said before, I'm hoping that if he is sincere, she's not going to just take advantage of him. She might fall in love with him because so far they've introduced this doctor, this Latin doctor, and as a possible love interest for her. Everybody's got to have a love interest, right? Everybody, including Nova. Nova has several. But it's either going to be the doctor or it's going to be him. We don't know yet. But they make out. Leave it at that. Okay. Hold on a minute. Charlie. Okay, so Nova and Remy, they end up kissing. You know, everybody's kissing because I don't know about life in a small place, but still, I told you that just bugs me about those two. It seems like they should be like family. Like this boy should be like family to Nova. They've been raised together. You've known her all of these years. You've been in love with her sister, and then all of a sudden, after all these years of knowing her, basically being raised even in the same town, they decide that they want to be an item. Right? Okay, the only other thing I can remember about this episode is Vi is having a little trouble. Okay, so Vi, I told you about last week, my concern is when they start showing you people, main characters start showing you pill bottles or just show them coughing, or usually that's leading to a death or something, or serious illness, right? Perhaps this is, if they're trying to be realistic here, it's not going to lead necessarily to her getting very sick. They're just showing us her process with dealing with this lupus. So the good thing about that is she's being very honest with Hollywood about it. If you remember, initially she didn't want to tell anybody this. She didn't want to share it. She wanted to keep it personally. But now she's totally open to Hollywood. She's telling them all about the medications, all about the diet she's got to have. And I like that couple better than all the rest of them, actually, as far as being a couple. Okay, so let's hope she stays healthy. And I believe that's about it. All right, people. Pay your cable bill. Now, no, I did not pay my cable bill. The whole section of San Francisco has been out of cable all day. It wasn't because I didn't pay anything. All right, talk to you next week. Later.